Okay, sit yourself. Sorry, let me just move this out of the way. I've been rehearsing. Sit yourself onto your left and come into a good cross-legged position. Just have a little wriggle about. Make sure that you're sitting evenly at the seat bones. Hold onto your knees. And then elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Just look down at the floor, look at something that doesn't move. Keep your eyes still in the sockets. Fill in your lungs from the bottom to the top. And consciously emptying your lungs from the top to the bottom. Release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste. Press the palms firmly together, lengthen from your armpits into the elbows. So the hands are away from the chest a little. Squeeze the elbows in towards the heels of the hands into the fingertips. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Focus on the sensation of the breath. Observe how the chest rises upwards and outwards with the in-breath. And relaxes with the out-breath. Aiming to breathe into both lungs evenly and breathing out of both lungs evenly. With an exhalation, draw your chin forwards and make the chin come into contact with the chest. Lift the chest up to meet the chin. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area, and then release the backs of your hands down toward your knees. Palms facing upwards, bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. Just a gesture of wisdom, physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. Gently raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Hold onto your knees and lift up into your chest. Take a deep inhalation, and with an exhalation turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across. Drawing your abdomen across your ribs and your shoulders. Using the out breath to intensify the turn. And then come back to the center. Hold onto your knees. Lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area upwards. Take a deep inhalation. And then come back to the center. Drawing the abdomen across and the ribs and the shoulders. And then come back to the center. Come off your lift and then come down onto your knees. Come down onto your seat. Sit back on your heels. Have the big toes together, your knees apart. Lift the chest and then come forward into Adho Mukha Virasana. Pushing the hands into the floor so that you can stay in contact with the seat bones. Keep the seat bones down on the heels if you can. If you can't, then put a block or a folded blanket between the seat bones and the heels. Stretching forward, keeping the head lifted initially. And then finally, bringing the forehead down. Just stretch into your back. Push the seat bones down on the heels, lengthen into the palms. Draw the sacrum spine down towards the heels, lengthen from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, the wrists, the palms, the fingers, the fingertips, fingernails. Come up onto your knees, turn your toes under, and then come up into dog down. Straighten in the legs. Tighten in the kneecaps, lifting the fronts of the thighs up towards the tops of the legs. Turning the fronts of the thighs inwards so that the backs of the thighs broaden outwards. And then pick up the seat bones a little higher. Breathe in and out through the nose if you can. Just listening to the breath. From here, keep your hands where they are, keep your feet where they are, and then swing the hips forwards, come up into dog up. Keep on the tiptoes. Push the heels away, lengthen the abdomen away from the feet, away from the heels. Lengthen the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone. Keep the head lifted if you can. Draw the chest through the arms. Keep the crease of the elbows facing the front. Keep pushing into the heels. And then come back up into dog up. Dog down even, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position. And then get a couple of blocks for your hands. And then bring your feet as wide apart as your mat. Have the toes in line with each other in front of you. Have your hands on your hips. Have the heels touching the edge of the mat. Feel that the heels are there. Feel that the little toes are also touching the edge of the mat. Tighten your kneecaps, lift up into the chest, wing your elbows towards each other, keep your head lifted, keep your back straight as you come forward, hinging at the hips and then reaching down, finding the blocks. Activate your legs as you were doing in dog down. Tighten the kneecaps. Lift the thighs, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards so that the backs of the thighs broaden outwards so that you can pick up the seat bones. All of those actions make space in the hips. Tightening the knees, turning the fronts of lifting the fronts of the thighs, turning the fronts of the thigh. Turning the backs of the thighs, lifting the seat bones, projecting into the chin and the chest. If you can go down lower, but not at the expense of losing extension. Keep the legs straight. Keep the spine extending away from the legs. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Just listening to the sound of the breath, reactivating knees, thighs, hips, spine, head, neck. And then bring your hands into your hips, bend your knees on the way up if you need to, come up into a standing position. And then come up into Tadasana. So just be in Tadasana. Let me see if I can move this out of the way a little bit. I've got everything in the way because that's a bit better. Lift up into the chest, that's worse. Lift up into the chest, elevate the heart area to the ceiling. Bring your arms out nice and wide. In towards your chest and then step or jump your feet nice and wide apart as your hands. Turn your left toes in and your right leg and foot all the way out. Now the really important feature here is, or thing to do here, is to get this heel to line up with the instep or the toes of the back foot. Never heel on heel, not when the hips are facing this way. Tighten the kneecaps. Turn the front of the leg from the big toe to the little toe side. Feel that you're activating both legs evenly. Tightening the kneecaps evenly on both legs. And then reach over and find the shin. Look up. So look up, but feel down. Feel where the feet are. Feel where the shins are, where the kneecaps are. Keep those kneecaps tightened. Feel where the thighs are. Suck the thighs up towards the hips. Turn the fronts of the thighs from the big toe to the little toe side. Get the legs to work evenly. Draw the abdomen away from the floor. Draw the chest up to the ceiling. Feel that the front leg buttock bone is in line with the front heel. Keep that back leg hitting towards the wall behind you. Breathe in and out through the nose. Observe how it clears the sinuses. And then come back to the centre. Bring the feet, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, the left leg and foot all the way out. Just have a quick look at your feet, make sure that that heel lines up with the instep or the toes of the back foot, and stretch your arms out. Tighten your kneecaps, turn the fronts of the thighs upwards, lift up into the chest. Reach up, look up to the ceiling. And then come back to the centre. Bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump. Your feet back together, come back into Tadasana. Listening to the sound of the breath. Just observe how your energy has changed. Observe how the body feels different. Just focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump. Go as wide as you can, as wider than last time. Turn your left toes in, your right leg and foot all the way out. Again, just that same alignment of the feet. Keep this back leg straight, tie it in the kneecap, and then bend the front knee. But try not to lunge over to that bent knee. Keep the hips level as you come down. Keep that back leg straight. Keep your focus on both legs, not just the front leg. Find that right angle. Keep going wider if you need to. Bend in that knee. You should be able to put your dinner plate on that thigh, and your sausages and peas should stay on the plate. Lift up into the chest. Straighten the leg. Come back to turn the left toes in, the right toes in, the left leg and foot all the way out again. Just observing the position of the feet. Tighten the kneecap of the right leg really firmly, and then bend the left knee. Keep the heel pressing down, stretch the toes away from the heel, bend that knee so you could put your dinner plate on that thigh. Lift up into the chest, look over the middle finger of the left hand, but keep your attention on to look forwards but feel back, feel down, feel into the pose. Virabhadrasana 2. And then straighten the leg, come back to the centre. And then come back into Tadasana. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Again, just observing how your body feels different. Listening to the sound of the in-breath and the sound of the out-breath. Okay, bring a block onto the right side of your mat. Bring a block onto the left side of the mat, but make sure you're not going to stand on it. If you haven't got blocks, you don't necessarily need blocks. If you haven't got blocks, you can just use your kind of firm cushions or a book or something like that. Just come back into Tadasana. Lift up into the chest. Bring your arms out nice and wide. And then step or jump your feet as wide as you did for Virabhadrasana 2. Turn your left toes in, your right leg and foot all the way out. Again, keeping this back leg straight, tightening the kneecap, come through virabhadrasana 2, and bring your right left hand onto your hip, and then reach down. Find the little toe side of the right foot. Push the arm into the foot. So at this stage, maybe giving yourself a little bit of extra height just gives you more space. So use the block if you feel like you need it. Otherwise, be on the fingertips. Turn the abdomen up to face the ceiling. Turn the top shoulder towards the wall behind you. Push the knee into the arm into the knee. And then reach up and over. Parsvakonasana. Turning the abdomen away from the floor, the chest up towards the ceiling. Don't lose that back leg. Keep it straight. Keep the back leg straight, tightened at the kneecap. Looking underneath the armpit. Long, slow, deep, deliberate breaths. Make this arm a direct line with the leg, with the straight leg. Okay, coming back to the centre. Just bring the feet parallel. Just bring your hands on your hips for a second. And then step or jump your feet back together. And then come back into Tadasana. Just feel how maybe your breath is a little deeper. Just acknowledge that. And give your body the breath it needs. Have a block on the left side of the mat. And then bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump your feet apart. Turn the right toes in, the left leg and foot all the way out. Again, just being mindful of that alignment, correcting it if need be. Keep this back leg straight, tighten the kneecap of tighten the kneecap of that back leg, bend the left knee, bring your right hand onto your hip, reach down, find the floor. So have your hand on the little toe side of the foot. There's a good way of cheating here, and you bring the hand onto the big toe side of the foot. And then you can really push against that knee, and you can really turn and open the chest. So push that arm into the inner knee, turn the chest, and then return the hand onto the other side of the leg of the foot. And then reach up and over. Looking underneath the armpit. Keep pushing the arm into the knee into the arm. Lengthening up. You get this tremendous stretch along the long side of the torso, don't you? Keeping that back leg straight. Okay, coming back to the centre. Bring your feet parallel. And then step. Or jump your feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Breathing even. Deep inhalations and exhalations. Deep inhalations, deep exhalations. Just listening to the sound of the breath. Stretch your arms forwards, interlock the fingers into the webbing of the hands and turn the palms all the way out. And then raise your arms over your head, baddangulyasana, virabhadrasana. then gently release your arms. Swap the interlock of the fingers so the other index finger is on the top of the stack, and then turn the palms all the way out. Raise your arms over your head, keep the legs straight, keep the kneecaps tight. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Listen to the breath. And then release your hands, stretch your arms down to the floor. And then come down onto your knees and come onto all fours. Have your hands shoulder width apart. Place them really mindfully. Place your hands really mindfully on the floor. Make them a mirror image of each other. Spread the palms. Press the palm skin into the floor. Try and press the air out from underneath the palms. Just keep the palms really firmly placed. Turn your toes under. Step back a little if necessary and come up into dog down. Straighten the legs, tighten the kneecaps, have the feet hip width apart this time. Lift the fronts of the thighs up towards the seat bones. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. So we place the hands really consciously, and we're trying not to move the hands, move the feet. But does it feel different when you place your hands so consciously? So for me, I find that in dog down, my right hand always wants to kind of veer out to the side a little bit, that the fingers always are in an odd position when I've come out of dog down. And so that's something to do with my shoulder, which I'm trying to just observe and to acknowledge. And so placing the hands perfectly and making sure that they stay actually makes it feel a little unusual. But there's a reason for that I need to address, I think. Not quite sure what it is yet, but I will find out. But these are just good ways into understanding the physical body. And then come down onto your knees. Observe, have your hands moved at all? Come back onto your seat bones. Lift up into the chest. Lift up into the chest. And then lengthen forwards. Lengthen the arms forwards, lengthen the chest forwards, and then come into Adho Mukha Virasana. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just listening to the sound of the breath. Keeping the seat bones down on the heels as much as you possibly can. Okay, and then just bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up onto your heels. Lift up into the chest. Observe how your energy is different. So from here, we're going to do a toe stretching position. So come forwards, turn your toes under, bring the toe mounds evenly onto the floor, and then sit back on your heels. So the feet might be a bit wider apart, but just stretching out the toe mounds. Spread the toes, spread the little toe away from the big toe. Lift up into the chest. Stretching the necks of the toes, lifting up into the chest. And then come forward, stretch your toes out and sit back into virasana. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then one more time, come forwards, turn your toes under, and then sit back on your heels, sit back on your toes. So stretching out the toe mound, stretching the neck of the toes away from the head of the toes. Lifting up into the chest. And then come forwards and stretch your toes away, and then come back down onto your feet, sitting back in virasana, lifting up into the chest, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Okay, come down onto your back. And get yourself a belt, and then come down onto your back. Just pull your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then stretch out your legs and do tadasana along the floor. Be in a really good straight line. Get hold of the belt, bend your right foot, and then hook the belt around the ball joint of the right foot. Lengthening into both legs evenly. Tightening the kneecaps, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, lengthening the chest. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. So straighten that leg, get that leg to straighten. If you haven't got a belt, you can just hold around the back of the leg, but work to get that leg to straighten. If you struggle to straighten the leg, you can just bring the leg away from the body a little, but bring it to 12 o'clock at the most. We're not trying to pull the leg over the face. Just get that leg to stretch up to the ceiling. Tightening the kneecaps, pushing the front of the thigh away from the chest. Keep the left leg really firmly activated in Tadasana, and then reach a little closer to the foot. With the right hand, both ends of the belt in the right hand, and then bend your elbow out in line with your shoulder, and then bring the leg out to the side. That foot shouldn't reach the floor. If it reaches the floor, then you're cheating a little bit. You should be bringing that foot up in line, your toe in line with your ear. Keep that left leg really firm. Supta, padangusthasana 2. Draw your abdomen from the right to the left. And then bring that leg back, unhook the belt, and then just stretch the leg away. Just let the legs relax for a moment. Now that right leg is very likely to feel very different to the left leg. Maybe it feels like it's longer, or it sinks into the floor a little more deeply than the other leg. That's just what happens when we extend and bring our energy into the limbs. Go back into that Tadasana action, feet, inner edge of the feet touching. Tighten the kneecaps. Bend up the left leg, hook the belt around that left foot, around the ball joint of the foot, holding on to one end of the belt with each hand at the moment. Tighten the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards, like you're doing Tadasana. Lengthen up into the chest. So there's similarities to parsvakonasana, isn't there? So it's like parsvakonasana upside down. Take hold of both ends of the belt with the left hand, rest your right hand on your hip, and then bend your left elbow out in line with your shoulder. Bring that leg out to the side, stretching it out, keeping the right leg extending deeply, staying in Tadasana. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, extending both legs from the hips into the heels, drawing the abdomen from the left to the right, keeping that left hip down. And then come back to the center, and then just release the leg. Just relax both legs into the floor. Just resting your hands on your lower ribs. Just observe your breath just as you relax into the ground. Okay, and then when you're ready, get hold of your shins and bring the feet as close to the seat bones as you can, staying down on your back and just getting the feet as close to the seat bones as you can. And then bend the right knee in towards your chest. So hold around the front of the right knee and pull that right knee in towards the chest. Just keep the sacrum flat on the floor. So the sacrum spine underneath the lumbar. Keep that flat on the floor, keep it even on the floor. And then cross the right foot across the top of the left thigh. If you can, bring that right heel into the inner pelvic bone on the left side. Hold on to that right foot with your left hand, and then just gently move your right knee away from the body, as far away from the body as you can, away from the chest even, the chest and the head. Just stretch that leg away, just giving space in the inner groin region. And then let that knee relax, just point it up to the ceiling. So we can do supta kapotasana. It's a really nice stretch around the hips. So keep the right foot where it is, reach behind the back of the left knee, interlock your fingers behind the back of the left knee, and then draw that left knee in towards the chest. Lengthen down into the tailbone, keeping the tailbone down. Pulling that knee in towards the chest. Keeping the sacrum and the tailbone down. Flexing that left heel. Stretching out the glutes and the hamstrings of that right leg. Keeping the tailbone down. Or at least keeping the sacrum down. Keeping it even. And then gently release the left leg, bring the foot close to the seat bones, uncross the right knee, and again just bring the feet in as close to the seat bones as you can. Bend the Left knee in towards the chest. Pull the left knee into the chest. Lengthen into the heel. And then bring the left foot across the top of the right thigh. Bring the heel into the inner pelvic bone if you can, but otherwise just have it on the wherever you can reach it on the top of the thigh. Hold on to that left foot with your right hand, and then just move the knee away from the head and the chest. Just opening up that front groin. And then relax the leg, just let the knee point up to the ceiling. Keeping the foot over the top of the right thigh. Get hold of the back of the right knee, interlocking your fingers behind the right knee, and then draw that right knee in towards the chest, flexing the heel. Keeping the sacrum spine down. So lengthening from the neck into the tailbone. Keeping the seat bones level. Pulling that knee in towards the chest. Keeping the sacrum down. Stretching out the hamstrings and the glutes on the left side. Okay, and then gently release. Just uncross the legs and then get hold of the feet and come into supta baddangulyasana. It will feel very different after that. If you need supports on the outsides of your thighs, then put them there, but otherwise just observe how the body connects into the floor. Just let the legs fall apart. Just breathe in and out through the nose. Resting into the ground, observing how the body makes contact with the floor. And then bring your knees in toward your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then rock yourself up into a seated position. Get yourself a block. And then come back down onto your back. We're going to go into setubandha. If you're not doing setubandha, you can do viparita, karani. Bring the feet down onto the floor, lift the seat bones, and gather the shoulder blades right together. So they come right up onto the tops of the shoulders. And then place the brick in the sacrum tailbone region of your back. So the sacrum is the area between the lumbar and the tailbone. So it's a little kind of triangular shaped bone. So keep that sacrum flat on the end of the block. Hold on to the edges of the mat and gather the shoulder blades together so you really lift and open the chest. And then you can either stay with bent legs like this, or you can straighten out one leg. See how that feels in your hips, in your spine. Bring it back, stretch out the other leg. See how that feels. Bring it back. If it felt okay for your back and for your hips, then just slide your heels along the mat and then lengthen them out. Straighten the legs. Keep holding onto the edges of the mat. Get the legs to straighten. Get the legs to tadasana rise, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, just letting the Body invert slightly, but stretching out the hips, stretching out the back, stretching out the legs. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. If it becomes too much to keep your legs outstretched, then you can bend your knees. Just focus on your breath. Focus on how you are connected to the ground. Where you are connected to the ground. Okay, and then bend your knees, bring your feet back to the bolster, back to the blocks. And then lift yourself up. You might have to come up onto your tiptoes to lift up. Lift yourself off the block, slide the block away, adjust your shoulders, and then come down onto the floor. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just a gentle massage on the spine. And then just roll yourself up into a seated position. Just come into cross legs for a moment. Lift up into the chest. Feel your energy. Feel how it has changed. And then turn to the right side. Drawing the abdomen across the ribs and the shoulders. And then come back to the centre. Hold onto your knees. Lift up into the chest. And then turn to the left. And then very gently come back to the centre. And down onto your elbows. Make sure you're in a really good straight line. Guide yourself down. Get a folded blanket or underneath your head and your neck. And then just allow the body to release into the ground. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Just allowing the body to rest into the ground. Unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs so that the limbs become heavy on the ground. And then out of that heaviness, perhaps you acknowledge the sensation of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones. Radiates from the bones and into the muscles. into the organs, into the flesh and the skin. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes, into the fingertips, into the top of the head. And when you are ready, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. And then bend your knees, bring your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then gently roll over onto your side. Just stay down on your right side, just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just come into cross legs with your hands in Namaste, your final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice. This morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists and the inversions bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin forwards and down to make contact with your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside, and then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. connecting the tips of the index fingers with the tips of the thumbs. Gesture of wisdom, physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry with us into our day. Raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you are stretched out and you've got lots of good energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining.